story of The Little Mermaid is one of the most famous stories of a young person coming of age and having to do something that we all know needs to happen for each one of you as you try to not only raise your grades, but to do your very best in becoming an adult and an individual person. Psychologists call this process individuation. And individuation means that as you come of age and as you go through adolescence, you're basically being asked to separate. And if we look at this beautiful image, we can see that the father, King Triton, is really reaching out. Each parent has that feeling of wanting to reach out and to hold on to their young person as they've grown from infanthood, that, you know, we hold your hands as your children, we remember the first teeth you lost, we're there for all those birthdays, and then all of a sudden, you're a young woman or you're a young man, and we're trying to help you cross the path into adulthood. This story is a reminder that sometimes you as a student may need to separate yourself in order to find your true calling in life. I think it's actually a wonderful, wonderful metaphor for what it means to come of age in general. Although Ariel, at least in the Disney version, loses her voice to Ursula in order to go have that partnership with Eric, the prince who has legs. She gets her legs, she trades her voice. We never want you to trade your voice, by the way. But we do want you to experience what it means to venture out of the safe, familiar confines of what you know and what is home. And that's really what going to college is all about. Going to college is about becoming an individual. So this is just a gorgeous image. And just remember, let's always have mercy on our parents, because look at this father. Look at his face. He is wanting to let her go, but she's very, very vulnerable, and he just wants to make sure that she's going to be okay. And if anybody messes with his daughter, guess what? He's got that. So don't mess with his baby. And don't mess with any of our babies either, right? So we know that you aren't our babies anymore, but to raise your grades, here's a tip. Remember that it's your job to individuate. You are now becoming your own young adult. And we want you to respect your parents, honor your parents. Don't just blatantly disobey them, as happens in this story necessarily, but understand that it is time to let go of the apron strings. It is time to find your own way, to listen to your own heart, to find your own calling. You may end up being part of a world that you never thought possible. The harder you work in school, the more you keep your grades elevated, the more you work on those writing samples, the more you make an impression in the way you present yourself on a day-to-day basis, the better your options are going to be. So we wish you all the best, and we're in Puerto Vallarta, and there you go.